Hey everyone, today I am going to be going over my makeup empties for the entire year. So this includes some of my Project Pan items, and it includes all of my empties that I have shown you for makeup every single month up until now for 2021. And I also am putting in a couple of other empties that I haven't shown you yet that I used up this month. So there's just a couple of those. Instead of doing like an entire new empties video for this month, I'm just going to do these end of the year empties and kind of include whatever I've used up this month into that mix, if that makes sense. Let me show you the box that I have been keeping it all in. It's not as big as my skincare one. This is a lot smaller. I feel like definitely used up less makeup products than skincare. I go through skincare a lot quicker. But I also think that the makeup may be a little bit smaller as well. These are all of my makeup empties. They were separated in here from like Project Pan and non-Project Pan, but I did kind of take them out of that already. I'm going to go through and organize all of these into categories, and then I will show them to you, go through how many I've used up, things like that. And then afterwards, at the end, I will go through all of the numbers with you like I did for my skincare empties. Okay, let's get started. Primer, because that's the first step that I do in my makeup routine. So I have used up a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 primers. And I don't know if this is a full size or not, but I know this one is over here, this Catrice. So I used up the Catrice Prime and Fine Aquafresh Hydro Primer, Maybelline Master Prime. This is the Hydrate and Smooth one. I used up the Too Faced Hangover RX Primer. And then I used a Smashbox Photo Finish Primerizer. I also used a little mini one, so I have 2 of those. And then I used a Laura Geller Spackle Under Makeup Primer. And lastly, a MAC Prep and Prime Natural Radiance Base. I forgot one product, so I wanted to quickly put this in here, but I did use up one more primer. One is the VDL Illumalayer Primer. And this one was a nice one. It is also a deluxe size sample. I'm actually surprised I went through a lot more primer than I thought I did. This kind of amount shocked me. And yeah, I'm not sure which of these I really loved the most. I want to say that maybe the Catrice and the Laura Geller ones were my top 2 out of all of these. And then my least favorite, probably surprisingly, would have been the Too Faced one, just because of the scent. And again, I don't know if that's because it went bad by the time I used it or not, but yeah. So there we go. Those are my primers I used up for this year. I used up 2 full foundations this year. I used up the IT Cosmetics CC Plus, the MAC Studio Fix Fluid, SPF 15. So this one was in the shade NW10. And then the IT Cosmetics one is in the shade Fair. I used 2 full size up. I thought maybe I had went through another one, but I guess it was just these 2. But that's not too bad. I think that's pretty good, especially since part of the year I only wore makeup, you know, on certain days of the week. So there we go. Used up 2 foundations. I thought I was going to do kind of each of these sections separately, but because I have so few of them, I figured I would just kind of bulk them together. And these are kind of my cheek kind of products, face products that I would apply after foundation. This one here is from Anastasia, and this is one of their cream sticks. This is not wanting to show up because of the glare. Kind of see that a little bit better. This is their Mink Stick Foundation Contour. This was actually really nice to use as a cream contour. I liked that. And then I have the MAC Strobe Cream, the Benefit Posy Tint, and then this was an Ulta blush. I can't remember if it had a shade or not, but clearly it's an empty pan. So those are the 4 cheek products that I used up this year. Not a whole lot, but I feel like cheek products take me a long time to go through. And the only full size was this one, so I've used up 4, but This was the full size, and these are all like deluxe size samples, which again, like I said, take me a very long time to go through, even though they are just deluxe size samples. So the next category would be setting sprays. So I've got a couple here that I've went through, and all but one is full size. So I've got 3 full size and 1 deluxe size. We have the Pure Lit Mist Illuminating Setting Spray, and that was a very kind of shimmery pink color. And then we went through this Ulta SPF Rose Water Setting Spray. It's very kind of gross looking, and the wording is coming off. And then we have the MAC Fix Plus, and I really like that one. I actually have a backup. Coola Makeup Setting Spray with SPF as well. I think out of the 4, my favorite is definitely the MAC Fix Plus. My least favorite was definitely the Coola. Again, I don't know if that's because it was expired or what, but that did not, yeah, I did not like that. If you want more in-depth reviews on any of these products that I'm showing you, I will link my Empties playlist so you can go back and check them out. That goes for any of these products. This is kind of just an overview video going over the numbers and showing you all the products. I like this, but the packaging is so insanely messy. But yeah, I went through 4. Not too bad. So real quick, before moving into eye products, because we're done with face, I wanted to kind of go through some of the tools that I've used up. So I've went through an e.l.f. Camo concealer sponge, which I really liked. I've also went through a bunch of the Real Technique sponges. I just didn't keep them. And then I also went through this e.l.f. eyelash curler as well. So I have 2 e.l.f. tools here, and I feel like I went through 1 more of these, but maybe it was just 1. I can't remember. But yeah, so I have 2 tools to share with you that I saved and remembered to keep. Although I'm pretty sure, like I said, I went through more than this. Moving on to eye products, I only have a few, so I decided to kind of combine some of the eye products together. I have 1 eyeshadow here from Ulta, and this one is in the shade Petite. And then I have 2 eyeliners here that I went through. Again, I thought that I would have used up more than just this, but this is what I had saved. The IT Cosmetics Superhero Liner in black. This is a deluxe size, and I really enjoyed that one. And then I also used up another liquid liner, and this one is from Physicians Formula. Eye booster, and this one is in the shade black. This one's a bit gray, so probably wouldn't purchase this color again, but definitely would repurchase that one in another shade. So actually all 3 of these I loved and would definitely consider favorites. So I don't think there's a least favorite in here. They're all really good. All right, now let's move on to mascara. I've got tons of mascara. All right, here are all of the mascaras that I used up this year. Wow, that's a lot. So there are 11 mascaras here, so almost 1 per month. And I've got 2 full size right here. CoverGirl Lash Blast, and then we have the Ulta Icon Volume Mascara. Both of these are really good. And then for my sample size, we have the Lancome. I believe this is the Hypnose Drama. And then we have Clinique High Impact Mascara, Pure Fully Charged, Smashbox Superfan, NARS Climax, another Lancome. This is the Definicils one, Makeup Forever, Smoky Extravagant. And then we have the MAC Extreme Dimension Lash, in Extreme Dimension Lash, and then we have the Better Than Sex mascara. So we've got quite a few here. I went through so many, so like 9 deluxe size and 2 full size. I did go through maybe the deluxe size, some of them 1 month at a time, and some of them I used for like 3 months or 2 to 3 months. And then if I did that, I sometimes had 2 mascaras that I used at once, so I might use them like for different days during the month, but I only ever had 2 open at the same time in 1 month time period. I really liked most of these. I feel like I didn't love the Better Than Sex because it flaked, Crap, I can't even remember some of these, what my thoughts are. So again, you'll have to check out the Empties videos to kind of get more of my thoughts on these. This section is my most impressive section. I'm very proud of myself for using this much up, because if you've seen my collection video, you know I had tons and tons of mascara. So this is very satisfying for me and makes me happy to see that I went through so many and was able to narrow down my collection of mascaras for sure. All right, let's move into brows next. For my brows, I used up 3 products, which again, I thought I had used up more than this, but I think it's because this one, Benefit Brow, took me forever to use. Like, that took me a really long time. And then the Anastasia Clear Brow Gel, and then the e.l.f. Brow Pencil. That one I went through pretty quickly, but I did really like that one. Technically 2 colored brow products and 1 clear gel. I liked all of these actually. I don't think I have like a least favorite in here. I really liked these. These ones were really good. I didn't used to be into doing my brows as much before, but this year I really got into it. And I feel like last year I kind of started getting into it, but this year I really started doing it consistently every time I did makeup, and sometimes when I didn't do makeup, like the rest of my makeup. All right, let's move into our very last product. Yep, last one will be lips. All right, this sad little lone product here is my only lip product that I used up. If you've seen my project pans, you will know what this is. This is the NARS lip pencil in Rakugan. This is what the pencil actually looks like without the cap on it, and I could not sharpen it anymore. There's actually like a plastic piece right there that was like cutting into my lips when I tried to apply it. But there we go. I used up 1 lip product, which is really good for me. Lip products are very hard for me to use up. I've been trying to work on another product and it just didn't even come close to being finished. So there we go. That's the last product for our makeup empties of 2021. So now that I showed you everything that I used up, visually showing you the products through all the different categories of my makeup routine, let's move into the numbers part of this video and go through and total everything out. So I'm going to start with the primer category. So that's what we started with when I showed you everything. And I used up a total of 7 primers. So 6 different primers and 7 total, because as you saw, I did use 2 of the Smashbox primer. And then also I used up like a little foil packet sample primer. I didn't include samples in what I showed you earlier, but I am including those sample and foil packet samples in the numbers portion of this like total. The total ounceage that I used throughout those 7 products is 3.3 ounces, and the total dollar amount worth that I used up in primer was $43.59. It's a pretty good amount, and that's quite a bit of primers. And like I had said earlier, I'm surprised that I went through that many primers. I just didn't realize that, but that's kind of good because I was trying to go through my primer collection and narrow down that number as well. Concealer. I did not show you any concealers because I actually only used up like foil packet sample concealers, and I didn't keep those. So I used 2 of those up, which only amounted to 0.05 ounces and only totaled to $3.76. Foundation, I showed you these, and I actually used 3 total instead of 2 because one, again, was a little sheet sachet packet. And so I used up 3 foundations total, which equaled 1.08 ounces. I think that is not quite right because I feel like I didn't add the ounceage for the MAC foundation. So keep that in mind. Some of these numbers are a little bit skewed just because like that one I'm finishing up. Like as you could see, there was still a tiny bit in there and I want to get every last bit out that I can. So I'm still trying to finish that completely, but it will be done within the next like few days. So it'll be done by the end of the year for sure. But that's why that number wasn't calculated into here yet. So again, without that MAC foundation, the total was $39.50 worth of foundation products. Powders, again, I didn't show you any, but I did actually use up like a little sample size one, and that one was 0.03 ounces. You can tell by the ounceages that it was definitely a very small amount and not worth keeping the like paper for. Because it was a sample, I did kind of calculate the sample pricing, or tried to, you know, do it that way based on the full size price, and then taking that full size amount of product and then kind of doing the math that way. And that's how I ended up with $1.17 for that powder sample. For cheek products, because I just kind of combined these all together, I used up a total of 6 cheek products. So blush, highlight, contour, and then the ounces was a little bit skewed as well because I didn't have an ounceage for all of these. So the only numbers I really had added up to 0.48 ounces. About dollar amount was $15.88. Again, maybe a little bit more, but because I couldn't figure out the ounceages on some of these, it's hard to figure out the price. Setting sprays, I had used up 4. Those all equaled to be 11.14 ounces and total of $75.15 worth of product. That's a lot. So far that's my largest number, but I think we have a larger one coming in a little bit. So, tools, because I showed you the beauty sponge and the eyelash curler, I thought I would kind of include this a little bit. Again, I didn't keep track of everything. Like, I know that I used up some Real Technique sponges that I just didn't keep record of. Unfortunately, those aren't calculated into this, but there should have been. I used up 5, so 4 different ones and then 5 total. 21.55 ounces worth, but not all of these things, you know, had an ounceage. Like, obviously the beauty sponges don't have an ounceage, so I wasn't able to really contribute that along with the eyelash curler, just, you know. So it was only like I think that amount came from like makeup brush and sponge cleaner. I think that's what that came from. Eyeshadow, I did actually only use 1, so I did confirm that. I thought I used more, but just the 1. That was 0.06 ounceage and cost $8.50. I used up the 2 eyeliners, which was 0.02 ounceage worth, not much at all. And actually that was only the amount for the Physicians Formula one, because I don't know how much ounces was in that travel size of the cosmetics one, nor could I find a travel size to purchase, so I couldn't really calculate a dollar amount towards that. So the Physicians Formula one was the $11.49. Mascara, I actually used 13. So in this number, I tried to look this up and figure out how I got more than what I showed you, and one was like a lash serum, which I actually use for my brows, so I should have put that in the brow category. It's okay. And then I feel like there was one other thing that I didn't save, like a mascara. Yes, there was a mascara that I decluttered. It was so bad that I didn't keep it. So that's why that number went up from what I showed you. So 13 total mascara products or lash products, and that was 1.31 ounces, which isn't much at all, but mascaras have very little in them, so that kind of makes sense. And this was my highest category, was $106.08 worth of mascara, like crazy. And most of them were travel size, and I don't usually buy travel size, so pretty much all of those were freebies or like free gifts with purchase or something like that. So that's really cool. Yeah, a lot of money worth of mascara. I've got 2 more categories: brow products, which I used 3, which equaled 0.11 ounceages. Again, very small amount in them, and also equaled $17.39. Lip products, I only showed you 1 because that's like the actual only lip color product that I used up. I had total 4 because of like lip balms and things like that, which was 0.58 ounceage. Some of these I wasn't able to figure out the ounceage of, so that, you know, contributed. And then it was $31 worth of lip products. That brings us to our total for our makeup products that I used the entire year of 2021. I used up 51 products total. 51. That's a lot of makeup type things, like a lot, especially for me to go through in 1 year. I feel like that's the most that I've used up ever in a year, and I think that that's because I really tried to focus on using my products this year and focusing on the same ones over and over, and just kind of getting things used up and actually using and wearing makeup more, which is a total of 40.77 ounces worth of products overall, and a total of $383.89 combined of everything worth of product. Of course, I didn't spend that amount on these products, but that's how much they are all worth. So there we go. That wraps it up. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video and found it kind of interesting to see what all I used up this year, how much makeup I used up, and what categories and things like that. It was kind of eye-opening for me and really interesting for me to find out as well. If you have used up some beauty products this year, what have you used the most of? What beauty product category? Was it mascara like me? Was it primer? Was it foundation? What was it for you? What was that one category of makeup that you did really well at using up this year? And if you know your total amount of products, let me know that as well. I know not everybody keeps track of that. I usually didn't either, but this year I really wanted to keep track of it and see it visually this year. I think last year I did it through an Excel, but I didn't keep the actual products, so it was kind of neat to see it visually. So that was kind of cool. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed watching this. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more, and I will see y'all next time. Have a wonderful, beautiful day. Bye.